Assalamu alaikum. Hi everyone. Today I made zarda, which is a sweet rice. We had some guests over, so thought I'd make this a quick and easy dessert and also share it on this channel. I've got here 3 cups of basmati rice. I'll use the same cup to measure the sugar and the butter. I've got some saffron here, some almonds, some dried orange peel, which gives it a nice flavour. I'm going to be using some milk, some butter, some cinnamon, some cloves and some green cardamoms as well. Going to start off with washing and soaking the rice. 30 minutes minimum you should soak it. If more is better, if you can soak it for longer, but mine was soaked for about half an hour, which was fine. When I boil the rice, I'll be adding star anise and these cloves in there, also some lemon juice. The sugar I've got here is brown sugar mixed with some white sugar. You can just use white sugar if you want. I'll also be using ground cinnamon powder later on in the recipe. I've got my water here boiling for the rice. I'm just going to add the cloves and the star anise in there, some lemon, about less than half a lemon I've squeezed in there. I'm going to wait till that's boiled and then add in the 3 cups of soaked rice. I'm just going to put the almonds in some water and put them on the heat there to boil. Once they start boiling, I'm going to turn the gas off. This is just to remove the skins from the almonds. Once they start boiling and they've cooled down, you can just rub them between your fingers and the skin will come away from the almond. Sweet rice normally has a yellowy orangey colour. You can either add the food colouring to the water at this point whilst it's boiling, or you can add it later on when we have drained the rice. So I'm not going to add it now, but you can if you want to add it at this point. I've got the sugar here. I'm going to make the sugar syrup with some saffron, cardamoms, green cardamoms, sugar and some milk and the cinnamon powder. I've only used a pinch of saffron. I'm going to heat some milk in a cup and I'm going to put the saffron in there. I'm going to also add a good heaped tablespoon of these dried orange peels. Before I make the sugar syrup, I'm going to remove the skins from the almonds. So it's just a case of rolling them between the fingers and the almond pops out. Water is also boiling here, so I'm going to add the rice in and cook that till it's almost done but not fully done. Now that it's started to boil, I'm going to half cover the pan. If I fully cover it, the rice will boil over. In the sugar syrup, I'm going to be using 3/4 of this block of butter. This is 250 grams, so I'm going to use 3/4, 1/4 for each cup of rice. Now that the rice has started to boil, I'm going to check it. I need it to be at the stage where when I squeeze a grain of rice between my fingers, it breaks up into pieces like it has done there, rather than becomes a mush and a paste. So that tells me that the rice is still it's cooked, but it's still hard, it's still got some bite in there. So I'm going to drain that and pour some cold water over it as well to stop it cooking further, just here in the sink. And I'm going to make the sugar syrup. So I've added my butter in there, and I'm going to add the sugar and the cardamoms and everything in there and let this cook and turn into like a frothy syrup, not on a very high heat, just on a medium heat. I'm adding the orange peels in there and also the green cardamoms. Just slightly opened the seeds with my hands, and I'm gonna add in the almonds and raisins in there. I've got some warm milk, half a cup, which I'll put the saffron in and then add that in here towards the end. Once I add the milk in, I can see the syrup coming together. It will boil and become frothy and light, and then I'll add in a heaped teaspoon of cinnamon powder. The syrup is ready now to add the rice in. I'm going to add in the rice and it will finish off cooking in here. Once the rice is added, have to be very careful in mixing it because we don't want the grains to break. Also, at this point we can add in the food colouring. You can add in green, blue, any colour you want. I just normally have this one pot of food colouring, so I'm gonna add in it over the top, and I can leave it like that. So once the final dish is done, there's pockets of colour and the rest of it is a paler colour, so I'll have two colours in there. Or I can put it in like I'm doing now and then mix the whole dish up so that the orangey colour is all over the rice. Now that I've mixed up all the rice, I'm going to cover it with some kitchen foil and the lid tightly over the top. I'm going to put a thick based pan or tawa underneath it and put it on a very low heat for 20 minutes. After 20 minutes, the rice should be done now, so I'm just checking it here. Trying to be careful not to put any of that water from the foil into it. I think I put a bit in there, but the rice is done. It's nice, it's separated, all fluffy, it's nice and sweet, it's got a nice cinnamony flavour as well. Do try the recipe, and I hope to see you again with another video soon.